Hughes decided to open his back up. In 1965,
Don't tell me he's gonna open his skull, right?
he took a dentist's drill and bored a hole into his own head.
Hello everyone, my name is Zurionics, and today we'll be watching the most bizarre ways people try to cheat death. Oh god, another video by Simple Paint. Here we go.
Brian Johnson.
I know Brian
Is
Johnson.
a tech entrepreneur who sold his company Braintree to PayPal in 2013 for $800 million.
Yep,
He
I
used
heard
the money
about
to
that.
start a program called Blueprint, built to reverse his aging. He spends about $2 million a year on it. He is the subject of the 2025
$2 million a year. Oh my god. Just on that?
Netflix documentary, Don't Die. Johnson hired over 30 doctors. They test his blood, scan his organs, track his body fat, analyze his stool, and monitor his nighttime erections using a
Why? I don't want a doctor to check my dingle at night that's flipping out my pants down and check. Bro, I don't understand why he's doing this. Why is there a doctor lifting his blanket and checking for his dingling, bro?
device worn on his penis while he sleeps.
Okay,
Every
bro.
reading feeds into a system that tells Johnson what to eat, when to sleep, and how to move. He wakes at 4:30 a.m. and takes 111 pills before breakfast. The diet is
111 pills before breakfast? Yo, your body cannot be that healthy. Okay, the calories, that makes sense, but the pills, what are you doing? I know some people take only maximum like 5 to 7 pills, okay? Like, they take the vitamin D, they take like, you know, other healthy supplements, you know what I mean?
250 calories of mostly blended vegetables eaten before 11 a.m. He has followed whatever the system tells him for over 6 years. In
Wow.
April 2023, Johnson had his 17-year-old son Talmadge hooked up to a machine to extract his blood plasma. That plasma was injected into Johnson. Johnson then gave his own plasma to his 70-year-old father. After 6 rounds, Johnson tested the results. No benefits found. He stopped doing it. Johnson is 48.
That's so
He
useless.
claims his body ages at 0.69 years for every calendar year, meaning for every 12 months that
What?
pass,
You
his body
even
only
calculate
ages
that?
about 8 months. His doctors say his fitness matches the top 1.5% of 18-year-olds. He does over 100 treatments at
Pretty
the same
good,
time.
actually.
No one, including his 30 doctors,
To be fair, if you were to do this, if you were to try to copy Brian Johnson, you would actually live quite healthy, to be honest. Let's be real. Like, you would actually go through the most extreme measurements of going, like, taking these supplements and exercising, eating strictly, having 30 doctors check you during your sleep every night. That's very interesting.
tell him which ones are working.
Yeah.
Serge Voronov. Serge Voronov was a Russian-born
Oh,
surgeon
what is
working in
that?
Paris in the 1920s. He
Okay.
believed people aged because their sexual organs wore out, and that
Oh.
grafting young tissue onto old ones could reverse
Oh,
it. He started with
what?
animals, then moved to humans.
Oh,
Voronov
why?
sliced thin strips from the testicle of a chimpanzee
Oh, my
and
balls.
stitched them directly
my
onto the
balls.
testicles of an
Oh,
aging
my
man.
God, my
He
balls.
charged 10,000 francs per operation.
10,000?
The patients were
Why is
mostly
it so-
millionaires.
You know, back then, 10,000 was really expensive. Now we're talking about, wait, was this based on 1920? That is so expensive. That is diabolical. What, 10 grand in the, wow, that is
Then
really,
they felt
like,
sharper, saw
millionaire.
better, and that their sex drive came back. He
What are you
even
doing
did the
the
operation
finger?
on his own brother. By the
Why?
early 1930s, he had done over 500 of these operations in France alone. To keep up with demand, he set up a chimpanzee breeding farm on the Italian Riviera.
That is
Newspapers across
so
Europe covered him.
weird.
Wealthy men traveled from around the world for the surgery. Novelty ashtrays appeared showing monkeys covering their genitals with the words, "No, Voronov, you won't get me." In one
What
experiment,
the
he put a
hell?
human ovary inside a female monkey.
That is disgusting. That is so freaking diabolical. That is evil. Why would you do that? Why would you put it over in the...
And tried to get the animal pregnant with human sperm.
Oh,
It failed. Researchers later
this
looked at the tissue
guy
under
is-
a microscope.
I don't
They
care
found the
if he's a
same thing every
scientist.
time: scar tissue. The chimpanzee cells had been destroyed by the body on contact. They never made any hormones. 500 men had paid to have dead animal parts stitched onto their testicles.
That's disgusting.
Voronov died in 1951 at 85.
Wow.
By then, no one took his work seriously.
Yeah.
Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi
Qin
Huang
Shi
became the
Huang,
first
what are you
emperor
doing,
to
man?
unify China in 221 BCE. He took
Okay.
the throne at 13. He built the
13,
early
wow.
Great Wall and created one system of writing and money for the whole country. But he was afraid of dying. He banned the word death. Anyone who said it in front of him could be
Will
killed.
be
At the
punished.
same time, He ordered the construction of a tomb.
I love how he says death and then he kills the person that says that. Okay.
It took 39
That's funny.
years and 700,000 workers. Inside,
So whenever you
rivers
use
were
death,
filled
you
with
just
liquid
die.
mercury. Around it,
Liquid
8,000
mercury.
life-sized clay soldiers stood guard. He sent an alchemist named Shu Fu across the
Oh,
sea.
I've heard about this guy. What's that word? Oh, it's a word that used to describe explorers. So basically, I'm just gonna use the word explorer. I might find the word and just put it somewhere on the screen. So basically, these explorers, they are so afraid to open this tomb because it's filled with traps. A lot of traps. The whole ocean must be filled with like liquid mercury. Like it was literally like a river of liquid mercury, right? And his tomb is like in the middle, and there's like spikes, arrows, and flames or whatever down there. I just don't know how they were able to do that. How do they bypass, like, even if they film liquid mercury, how do you, like,
With 3,000 young men
how
and
do
women
those people...
to find a mythical island called Mount Panglai, where a
Yeah.
tree of deathlessness supposedly grew. Shu Fu never came back. Neither did anyone he took with him. When the
Yeah.
search failed, the emperor turned to his court alchemists. They made him pills from cinnabar, a bright red mineral that contains mercury. Alchemists believed mercury had special powers because it shifted between solid
What?
and liquid, which they took as proof that death could be reversed. The emperor took the pills every day for years. Over
And-
time, he became paranoid and violent. He stopped appearing in public. He died in 210 BCE at 49.
Oh my
The
god.
cause was almost certainly the mercury he had
Yeah.
been swallowing to stay alive.
It's
Modern
it's
soil
poisonous.
tests around the tomb still show dangerous levels of mercury over
Oh my
2,200
God.
years later. Eben Byers.
Yeah,
Eben-
so, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't the mercury pill. It wasn't like, man, maybe it was just misinformation on TikTok. I did see like a video talking about this person, like he was in a tomb and then there was a bunch of like traps and definitely a ocean of mercury. Oh my lord.
Byers was a wealthy Yale graduate and amateur golf champion.
Okay.
In 1927, he fell from his bunk on a train and hurt his
Ow.
arm. A doctor recommended a product called Radithor. It was
The hell is
distilled
a-
water with radium, a radioactive substance. dissolved in it. Byers
Why?
tried it and felt better. Not just his arm. He said he felt younger, sharper, full of energy. He started drinking 3 bottles a day, every day, for
Oh.
nearly 3 years. An estimated 1,400
That's
bottles
addicting.
total. He sent cases to his girlfriends.
Oh, that's
Some
even
went to his
worse.
racehorses. By 1931, his jaw had started to fall apart. Holes were forming in his skull.
Oh.
His teeth were falling out. All but 6 were gone. The radium had been building up in his bones for
Yeah.
years, eating through them from the inside. He died in 1932 at 51. His body was so radioactive that he had to be buried in a lead-lined coffin. When scientists dug him up 33 years later,
Oh my
his
God.
bones were still giving off radiation. The
Oh
Wall Street
my
Journal ran a
God.
headline, "The radium water worked fine until his jaw came off." Byers was not alone in the radium craze.
Oh,
During the same period,
no.
companies sold radioactive toothpaste, radium support
Wait, what is with this radioactive products, bro?
repositories, and a device called the radioendocrine.
Man, back then people were hella stupid. They don't even research what radiation can do to
It
your
was
body.
a small pad laced with radium, designed to be worn inside a jock.
Like I know there's like X-ray has radiation, like to check your bones and stuff. I get that, but like consuming is like, what are you doing?
pressed against the scrotum.
Well,
It sold for
scrotum.
$1,000. Modern testing shows it gives off about 1,000 times the radiation of a radio.
Oh my god!
John Brinkley. John
Was
Brinkley
that a
was
real photo of his mouth? His jaw falling off?
a
Oh,
doctor in Milford,
it's
Kansas.
not even allowed
whose
on
medical
YouTube.
degree came from a fake school. In
School.
1918, a
School.
farmer walked into his office complaining that he had lost his sex drive. Brinkley looked out the window at a goat and had an idea. He cut the testicles from the goat and put them into the farmer's scrotum. A year later,
What
the
is
farmer's wife
with
gave birth
what is with people back then thinking like this crazy stuff? Radiation, use an animal's scrotum and attach it to my scrotum.
to a baby boy. They named him Billy. Word
Billy.
spread. Brinkley began doing the operation full time, telling men it would make them young again. He charged $750
Honestly, you can never be young. It's impossible to stay young, bro.
each.
Yeah, there is ways to reduce aging, but not in these extreme ways. It's just not going to work.
And treated up to 50 patients a week. Unlike Voronoff, who used thin slices,
Yes.
Brinkley put whole goat testicles directly into the scrotum. He told patients it could cure anything from a dead sex drive to mental illness. He bought 12
mental
Cadillacs and 3
illness.
yachts. Then the American Medical Association pulled his license. Brinkley's response was to run for governor of Kansas so he could change the laws that shut him down. He nearly won. When that failed,
Wow.
he built a radio station across the border in Mexico with a signal of 1 million watts, the
Why?
most powerful in the world at the time. He used it to
Wow.
sell goat testicle surgery to listeners across North and South America. The Kansas Medical Board eventually looked into his patient records. They found 42 death certificates connected to his practice. Brinkley
Oh
spent his final
my
years
God.
buried in lawsuits. He died bankrupt in 1942 at
Oh
56.
my
Wiley
God.
Brooks. Wiley Brooks is an American man who claims he has not needed food to survive since 1983. He calls his
Oh.
practice breatharianism. The idea is that if you stop eating and learn to take in energy from light and air instead, you can live forever. He started the Breatharian Institute of America
How does that work? Wait, what?
and began charging people to learn how. Workshop prices ranged from
This gotta be the biggest scam in the century.
$100,000 to $1 million.
Oh my God,
At
he
one
is so rich.
point, he listed a package on
He's
his website for
making
$50
that-
billion.
Oh
In the
my God, he is so rich.
1980s,
By
Brooks
just
went on
doing the
television
dumbest
to promote
stuff
his
ever.
teachings. He looked healthy, spoke clearly, and told audiences he had gone years without eating solid food.
What
People
the
paid
hell?
to attend his events. Then he was spotted at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
Reporters found him at a 7-Eleven buying a Slurpee and a hot
Body
dog.
needs
On another occasion, he
Oh
was
my-
seen leaving a McDonald's. Brooks did not deny it. He said a McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese was one of the only foods that could put a person in line with
Oh, he's so
what he called
delusional.
the base frequency of a fifth dimensional universe.
What?
The Diet Coke had to come with it. Brooks said the two
Wait, this is the
together
strict
created an energy
meal
that
prep?
let the body go without any other food. At least 5 people have died following breatharian teachings from different leaders around the world. Brooks is still alive. He still runs the Breatharian Institute. His website still lists
What?
workshops. The
What?
$50 billion package
What?
is no longer on it. The Jiajing Emperor.
He's still
The
alive?
Jiajing Emperor took the throne of China at 13. He ruled
So he just committed a crime then. He let 5 people die.
the Ming Dynasty
What?
for 45 years. For most of that time, he was trying to live forever. He turned to Taoist priests who told him they could make him immortal. Records from the time say
I love how everybody died in this video too. Like every time they say, "I want to make you immortal," you
the
know.
emperor and his chief advisor gathered 960 teenage girls and locked them inside the palace.
Oh,
The girls
whoa,
were fed
what
nothing
the
but mulberry
hell?
leaves and rainwater so their menstrual blood could be collected. That blood was mixed with mercury, arsenic,
And now
and
want
lead
mercury and lead as a touch, as a final secret ingredient to put
to make a
lead.
liquid the emperor drank every day. The priests also demanded tens of pounds of gold dust for their rituals. In 1542, 16 palace women tried to strangle him in his sleep using a hemp rope. The knot slipped. He survived after being found unconscious for 8 hours.
Oh my
All
God.
16 were executed by lingqi, a method where the body is cut apart piece by piece while the person is still alive. After the attack, the emperor abandoned the Forbidden City and moved to a private complex of palaces and Taoist temples designed to look like the mythical land of immortals.
Okay.
Court meetings stopped. So did contact with officials. The experiments continued. Officials who spoke against any of it were tortured or killed. The
Oh my
borders
God.
weakened. Mongol raiders reached Beijing. Pirates
Oh my
hit the coast.
God.
He
Oh
died
my
in
God.
1567 at 59.
So
The
he was too obsessed with himself, so he let his whole land get taken over.
Mercury had been building in his body for decades. Diane de Poitiers.
Damn, I just realized how dangerous mercury could be. Because if you consume mercury or radiation, it can be in your body for freaking centuries. Like, this is why it's so dangerous not to have that in your body.
Diane de Poitiers was the mistress of King Henry II of France. She was
Okay.
almost 20 years older than him. In a court full
You
of younger
old.
women trying to replace her, she held her position for decades. The king signed his letters with both their names. He trusted her over his own wife, Catherine de' Medici. In her 60s,
Okay.
Diane still looked young. A historian who met her 6 months before her death said her skin was white and smooth, and her hair was as fine as silk.
Oh, don't tell
She
me.
swam in cold water every morning and rode horses daily. Every day, Diane drank a liquid made with gold. Her doctors
Why?
had told her that because gold never rusts or breaks down,
It makes
drinking
no
it could
sense.
stop the body from aging. She did this for
No.
years. In 1559, Henry died in a
Oh,
jousting accident.
what does that taste
Catherine
like?
de' Medici immediately forced Diane out of court. She spent her last 7 years in a castle Henry had given her. She kept drinking the gold. She died in 1566 at 66. In 2009,
Oh my God.
French scientists examined her remains. They found gold in her hair at 500 times the normal level. Her hair had turned
Whoa.
golden from the metal. Her bones had been breaking down from the inside. The scientists
Uh-huh.
said the gold was the most likely cause of her death. The pale white skin that made her famous at court was a sign of gold poisoning.
Gold
Brown
poisoning.
Sequard. Charles Edouard Brown Sequard was a 72-year-old scientist in Paris. In
I
1889,
can imagine, like, after I die and then 100,000 years later they discover my body, like, oh, did you know Zuriana used to do YouTube and he hates Raymer stats? Like, they just do like a full-on like science research on me.
he crushed
like
the testicles of dogs and guinea pigs into a liquid,
What
mixed in
the
blood and semen from the same animals, and
That's
injected it into his own body.
that is
He did this
that is
10 times
disgusting.
over 3 weeks.
That is
He
disgusting.
believed it would make him young again.
No.
He then stood before a room of scientists
All of
and
these
told
people
them
are
what happened.
Ill.
His stamina had gone up and his bowel movements improved. His stream of urine, he said, had
What?
grown longer and more forceful. He presented
What?
it as a major discovery. He gave the formula away for free so any doctor could use it. The room took him seriously.
Testicle juice.
Within months, over 12,000 doctors across Europe began giving the same injections to their patients. In the United States, a baseball pitcher named Pud Galvin took the fluid before a game for the Pittsburgh Alleghenies and threw a shutout, meaning the other team never scored. He became the first athlete in history to take a drug to boost his performance.
Oh,
The drug
wow.
was crushed dog testicles. Brown Sequard
Yo, they love testicles, man.
introduced the idea that
really
testicles
love
held the secret
testicles.
to youth. Voronoff and Brinkley took it further.
So if I have
Scientists later
healthy
recreated
testicles,
his
I'll be
formula.
fine.
The amount of testosterone in it was 10,000 times too low to do anything to the human body. Everything Brown Sequard and those 12,000 doctors saw in their patients was the placebo effect. He died in
Yeah.
1894,
It's just a
5 years
placebo
after his
effect.
announcement. He was 76. Bart Hughes. Bart Hughes
What
was a
is
Dutchman
that?
who believed he knew why the brain ages. His theory was that when a baby is born, the skull has soft openings that let blood flow freely to the brain. As
That's
the
the
skull
point of it
hardens and
growing,
closes during
no?
childhood, that blood flow drops. The brain gets less oxygen. It slows down. Aging begins. Hughes decided to open his back up. In 1965,
Don't tell me he's gonna open his skull, right?
he took a dentist's drill and bored a hole into his own head.
Aye.
He did it at home with no medical help. The whole thing was filmed. He believed the hole would let more blood reach his brain, keeping it in a younger state for the rest
Then
of
you
his
get
life.
blood clots,
Afterward,
no?
he said he felt a permanent high. His thinking was clearer. He spent years trying to get
It's
the
just a
medical world
placebo
to take the
effect.
procedure seriously. They did not. 5 years after Hughes, a British woman named Amanda Fielding did the same thing to herself. She also filmed it. She then ran for a seat in the British Parliament. Twice. Both times, she wanted the government to offer the procedure for free through the public health system. She lost both elections. There is no evidence that drilling into a healthy skull does any
Yeah,
good.
it
leaves
doesn't
a
do.
permanent weak spot in the bone
And then you
that can lead to
die.
infection or
Yeah.
brain damage.
Yeah,
Hughes
exactly.
never stopped believing it worked. He died in 2004 at
He
70.
died.
Bukai. Bukai was a Buddhist monk in northern Japan. In 1903, he completed a ritual that had been banned by the emperor 24 years
Oh.
earlier.
Oh wow.
It was called Sokushinbutsu.
What
The
is
goal
that?
was to turn his body into a preserved object that would never rot. He was the last person to do it.
Oh, I think I've heard of this before.
Process took about 3,000 days. For the first 1,000, Bukai ate only nuts, seeds, and berries while exercising to burn off every bit of body fat. During the next 1,000, the diet dropped to tree bark and pine needles. Toward the end, he began drinking tea made from the sap of the urushi tree, which has the
Mhm.
same poison found in poison ivy.
Oh my
Over
god.
months, it dried out his body from the inside and made his flesh toxic to bugs. In the last
Uh-huh.
stage, Bukai was sealed inside a stone chamber barely bigger than his body, 3 meters
Wow.
underground. He had a small air tube and a bell. Each day, he rang the bell once. The other monks listened. When the bell stopped, the air tube was removed. The tomb stayed sealed for another 1,000 days.
Wow.
When they opened it, his body had dried into a mummy. He had succeeded. The mummy can still be seen. Of about 100 monks who
wow.
tried this over the centuries, only 16 to 24 made it. X-rays of some who failed found river stones in their stomachs.
Oh.
They had been eating rocks in the dark, underground, still ringing the bell. Alexander Bogdanov. Alexander
my
Bogdanov
God.
was a Russian doctor and one of the original Bolsheviks who helped build the Soviet Union alongside Lenin. He also wrote science fiction. In the 1920s, he started to believe that swapping blood between young and old people could reverse aging. He called it
Okay.
physiological collectivism. The
Int-
idea was that
these-
Soviet
these
citizens
names,
would
man.
share blood the way they shared labor, and nobody would grow old. He tested it on
Okay.
himself. Over several years, he did 11 transfusions using blood from younger people. After each one, he said he felt better.
I felt
His
better.
eyesight got sharper.
Definitely.
His hair stopped falling out.
Definitely.
Friends told him he looked 10 years younger.
It's just a
In
placebo
1926,
effect, man.
He opened the Institute for Hematology and Blood Transfusions in Moscow. It was the first place in the world built for blood science. Even Lenin's sister took part in his program. Others lined up to join.
You guys are
Bogdanov
going
believed he had found the
backwards,
answer.
man.
In April 1928, he did his 12th transfusion. He swapped blood with a 21-year-old student. The student had malaria and tuberculosis. Nobody knew. The student who got Bogdanov's healthy blood made a full recovery. He lived into the 1980s. Bogdanov got worse quickly. He died 2 weeks later at 54. In his final hours, he refused medical help. Instead, he began writing down his own symptoms as they got worse. His pulse, his temperature, how his skin was changing color. He kept recording until he died. If you'd like to see more videos like this,
Oh my
make
God.
sure to subscribe and feel free to drop suggestions for the next video in the comments.
Wow. So these people are just going backwards with the anti-aging thing. Why are there so many scientists that think that the balls are the answer to being younger? I don't know, man. The amount of placebo effect happening in this is crazy. Yeah, it's just scam, man. All right, I'm not gonna stay here any longer. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I should watch next, and yes, I am out.